Hi, son.
Excuse me?
Introducing the Communicizer. Just strap non-toxic Communicizer to your mouth and go from boring old man speak
I'm here if you want to talk.
to 100% off the chain.
Text me whenever, yo.
It's that easy.
Thanks to Communicizer, I'm relevant to my kids again. I'll fly, boo.
And now when you buy Communicizer, you get the auto-tune attachment free. Sounds so hip-hop, your kids will want to talk to you for hours.
I used to have to walk 3 miles uphill to school every morning, shorty.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too, son.
Communicizer is not available in stores because it doesn't exist. But that's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Adopt Us Kids and the Ad Council.
I am an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I will always place this first.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined.
Physically and mentally tough.
Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I am an expert and I am a professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
Enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
There's strong, and there's Army strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com.
This is Akeem Dent, linebacker of the Houston Texans. You are listening to The Crush on the Sensation Station Network. That's why I produce better than all y'all out there.
Yeah, man. No doubt.
That's why I produce better than y'all out there, man. Anyway, man, let's finish this up, Wendy. Let's get some more of that information, man, about them 1AA Division II scores.
All right, so a couple of things. When you're submitting your test scores to the NCAA Eligibility Center, make sure that if you want a sum score, which means you may higher scores on different sections, you want to submit each one of those because they cannot sum without all of the scores being submitted. Does that make sense? Because there's some through the Eligibility Center. You don't sum them yourself.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course not.
Right.
I got a
so
90.
if you only do one, if you only send one, that's your sum.
Yep.
Right?
Okay.
So if I take a second one and do higher in reading and science and I don't submit it, it's still that first sum.
Okay.
They don't know.
So they've got to piece it together for you. You can't do it yourself. So that's one thing. Make sure
all this is done through the clearinghouse?
Excuse me?
Does the clearinghouse take care of all this?
Yes, they do all of this for you. So you just have to hit 4 9s.
Okay.
And send that information over to them.
Amen.
And remember, it is $75 to sign up for Eligibility Center, but most schools can waive your fee if you've received an SAT or ACT waiver.
So that just means one Saturday, don't stand in line to get the J's. Get my eligibility together. Okay.
Right, you can do 75, or if you're eligible for a waiver, just go and ask your counselor for it, because we get them at the schools to fill out for you.
How am I eligible for a waiver?
SAT, if you are probably on free or reduced lunch.
Oh, okay.
There go mine.
Right, mine too.
Refill out them forms.
Mine too. Another thing I want y'all to remember that is with the Division 1, after August 1st, 2016, remember you have to finish those 10 core courses before that 7th semester starts, so before the start of your senior year, or you can't take any classes over to get a better grade. That rule's not there for Division 2.
Just for D1.
Mm-hmm.
Tricky.
Another thing that I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, hey.
This is no accident.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
And then this is some advice, if parents, if you listen, if you got a kid that's graduating in 2018, okay? So they should be a junior right now. And they may be a little on the bubble with their grades, okay? They might not make that 2.2 for August 1st. Starting August 1st of 2018, you got to have a 2.2. Your kid on the bubble, make them go to summer school. That gets them around the 2.2 rule. Okay? 2.2 rule goes in effect August 1st, 2018 for students enrolling after that date. So if you got a kid that's graduating between a 2.0 and a 2.2 in May of 2018, they need to go to summer school because they're already there. the rule no longer applies to them. It's only for students who enroll after August 1st, 2018.
Get in your summer school.
Yeah, so you're going to go and take classes or something. You're going to have to pack up and go to school.
Get your school in there.
You know what's funny? Listening to all of this stuff, it's designed.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
It's designed like you're not going to keep up with all this.
No.
You're not going to keep up with all this.
No.
And this is how so many of these kids and parents end up in a bind.
Well, so you're talking about a parent and one kid. Whether that's a parent is dealing with 3 children who and they're at different stages, participating in athletics or the arts. And so you got this one that's in high school that needs this, but you got the one that's in middle school that's playing something, and you got the one that's involved that's dancing and singing in the lower level. So I mean, especially if it's only one parent in the house, that's how a lot of things fall through the cracks.
I just see how certain things have started making money now. I understand recruiting services now.
Oh yeah.
That's how they make money. Because if you a parent like that, you don't have time to try to figure all this out. So I got somebody who say I can take care of all that for you.
But guess how you combat all this? Just do your schoolwork.
It's really just go to class.
Just do your schoolwork. Make it a priority to walk around and be like, you know what? I want a 3.0.
Yeah,
I want a 3.5.
At the end of the day, if your kid goes in and not taking sliding class, he takes classes and then he's getting 3.0. He does the SAT. He pretty much is taking care of all of the thing. He don't have to worry about I got to get in before August 1st. All that's taken care of. You just take care of what you can do, which is getting your grades.
But again, the majority of the kids that are at that major D1 level, they didn't have these problems. You look at, we had Brian Randolph in here. Yeah. Brian Randolph was a honor student, and he graduated from Tennessee with honors.
Yeah, last year he was done.
You know, it's nothing cooler than watching a kid going into their senior year. All they got to do is pick a school.
Yeah.
They got every piece done.
Yeah.
They got the test score already, like, GPA off the hook. All they want to do is, I'm going to take my visits, and I'm going to decide where I want to go to school.
I can say this about Brian. Is he was the first kid when I was coaching him. We used to get them little progress reports, and I used to be like, what are you doing in school? Everybody just going through some of them. I went to Brian, I said, are these all A's? He's like, oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that 91, coach. Sorry. I'm like, I just went through a bunch of 60s, bro. I'm smiling from ear to ear because you're a superstar stud player and you good.
Yeah. It's nothing better than that. To have a kid who they just got it all together. And you sit back, you just really watch them, and you kind of grab other kids, be like, hey, you see him?
Yeah. You have an example.
You need to be in his pocket.
Yeah. Right.
Whatever he doing, you need to go do.
Yeah.
Because he got it.
Right. Parents, check out the rules for the Division II partial qualifier as well. Give me a partial qualifier. Kind of like a red shirt. Kind of. But they call it a partial qualifier. They have a partial qualifier rule. Wow. And for them, what they do is, like, say, for instance, you make either the GPA minimum or the SAT or ACT. Okay? But they don't match. Like, say, for instance, you get a 2.3. But your GPA is lower than what was. I mean, your SAT or ACT score is lower. Okay, it doesn't match. You don't meet. What you can do is you can come on and get your money. You can come to school. You can practice, but that's what you cannot do. Play on Saturday.
T-shirt and short that day.
Yeah. So it's called a partial qualifier because you can get your money, you can come still, and you can practice, but you cannot compete.
That's why I be so many kids in jerseys and shorts.
Look at that sideline now. Y'all gonna be watching the sidelines now.
I'm sure they'll be like,
sweatpants.
Why you got that joggers?
So they're called partial qualifiers. So they can still go in. So that means you met one of the requirements, either GPA or SAT, ACT, but you didn't meet them together.
Well, you just answered a lot of questions on that.
Yeah.
We got more. Yeah. Stay with us.
Boy, she loaded. She loaded.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda. That's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi,
I'm Harold Dennis, and I'm running for the office of DeKalb County Sheriff. I believe that there is a brighter future for DeKalb County, and as your sheriff, I will take a tough stance against those who choose to violate our laws and remain actively involved in building a rapport with our youth, which will combat the increasingly violent crimes committed by their peers. This will increase the value of our community in which I was proudly born and raised, allow me the opportunity to continue my philosophy of public service and building a sound and responsive sheriff's office. Harold Dennis, vote for me November 8th for DeKalb County Sheriff. And let's take DeKalb back. I'm Harold Dennis, and I approve this message.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
What is this?
You know you're listening to the dopest show on the airwaves, right?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Hey, man, we're back. Right now, man, we're about to jump into something that is very personal to a lot of people. So, make sure jump into it real quick.
So, man, we've been getting a lot of the hot button issue this past couple weeks are these money games.
Yep. CTCs, baby.
Yeah. See, Glade like to call them the cut the check games. So basically, you know, we know these games are the smaller school gets invited, basically into the Lions Den. We saw with South Carolina State what happened between South Carolina and State and Clemson.
Yep.
Total annihilation, slaughter. Most of these games are averaging low end $600,000.
Yeah.
Most of the schools that are playing these games, they need that revenue.
Yeah.
They really do need that revenue. And, you know, these games will continue.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I think they will continue to play no matter what you guys say, unless we can find a way to replace the $400,000 to $700,000, sometimes up to $1 million that these schools collect playing these games.
Let me say this, Mace, man. You know what? We went to Mark Brown together.
Mm-hmm.
And Mace still went. And honestly, for some of the things that we went through, I would have rather played some of those games so we can get more money, to give us more equipment, better dorm rooms. We stayed in a room. Our dorm room didn't have no window.
No windows.
And no air conditioning.
If you didn't stay on that front hall, no windows.
And I'm sitting there like, we ain't getting no checks, but I'm looking at these kids like Savannah State, they got nice things going on down there now.
And it's funny you say that. Savannah State, so when they decided they wanted to move up and play Division I, they played a lot of these money games. Go look at Savannah State's campus today versus where it was before they started.
When I was down there in Statesboro, we used to go down there.
Yeah,
exactly.
So the money games have been good to a lot of these schools.
What's your thoughts, Sam?
If the HBCUs don't play them, somebody else will. And that's the whole thing. Look who came over to Athens. Who was that came over there and played Georgia a couple of weeks ago? Nicholls State. And they were nothing special. I mean, they went over there in Georgia, was over there sleepwalking and playing them,
and almost got beat.
Right, and when they left with a nice sized check. And we've had some games this year where the smaller schools have come up and bitten some of the big guys.
I don't know why they keep playing North Dakota State, but keep going.
Them I wouldn't play them anymore.
No.
Yeah, I take them off the schedule. As soon as like them and Jacksonville State, I wouldn't play them. But you know, that's the whole thing about it. The HBCUs do need the money. I read several articles recently that were written on the undefeated. I don't know how much you read the undefeated and things they write on there, and they talk about how you remedy it. And one of the things is what the HBCU people who say they love the HBCUs have to do is go there and show up and support the school. Maybe we can't get the hookup anymore. Maybe we need to actually buy a ticket to a game.
Right.
Or not just that, buy a season ticket. Now, the school has to make a package for you with the season ticket to make it something that you would want to do, just like any other school. There's competition, and I think sometimes the HBCUs consider if they're approaching you and you're an alum or your relative or somebody went there, that they don't have to approach you a certain way. I mean, Georgia State's going to approach you a certain way.
Yeah.
Kennesaw State's going to approach you a certain way. They're going to approach you with a nice package. And try to get. I'm just saying.
No.
Okay. So I mean, if you're in competition, you got to compete to get that fan to come. You can't assume that people know. And I think sometimes that's what's happening to our HBCUs here in town. We assume that everybody knows when we're playing. They know when we're playing, don't they?
No.
So that's the whole thing. I think we can't assume that. But the HBCU, we were talking before we went on the air about the HBCU game day experience is so special. It's so special, and I think sometimes we in the black community we don't value the game day experience and what it does. And you know, people say, well, it's about the bands. We ain't gonna come. Well, good, you want to come see the band? That's fine. We also want to see our football programs go up and be more competitive, and that's we're going to get a certain type player. And so we talked about the high schools, especially in the Metro Atlanta area. You asked me what county, I said Gwinnett. Everybody playing in schools in Gwinnett are not white. There are a lot of black kids playing. So I mean, to get those kids on a campus, or HBCU campus, is something very special. And when they get there, you got to show them you're serious about some football.
Hey, real quick, J. Mack Elders, he tells them, we will tailgate like a mug, but won't go in the game.
And I was just giving every HBCU.
I love Frankie Beverly just like everybody else. You know, we're going to grill and play Frankie Beverly. But if you get that kid from Buford, if you get him to come to your school and visit, it's not going to compete with him while you're in the second quarter of the game and there are more people out in the parking lot than there are in the stands. Yeah. And he's not even going to call you. He's going to go somewhere. You know, that's just it. We got to recruit. HBCUs have to recruit students, fans, supporters. They got to recruit because the people who've known the story are fading from the scene, and that's the truth.
No, that's the truth.
The people who've known the story, the people who say, well, they know. Well, them people are getting older and fading, and you got in 40 years' time, you got some people who have no idea. That's 40 years.
Yeah,
that's not a long time. But in 40 years' time, we don't know what's on our own campuses.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the whole thing. We just got to recruit. If the folks want to come for the band, fine. That's cool. We want you to come for the band, but we got to recruit that fan that wants to come. That really wants to see the football and support the teams, and that's a little work.
That's
a little work.
They'll stay outside and tailgate though the whole game.
No, we got.
They still be tailgating from before, after they pull out and start cooking new stuff.
Yeah, and I think they don't realize what that does for recruiting.
Yeah,
they have no idea what that does for recruiting. They tailgate in Athens, but at kickoff they inside, and they could be playing the school for the blind. There'll be 90,000 folk in there at kickoff
all
time.
Inside.
Right, you know what? So I'm just saying.
And then come back out and get started again.
And then come back out. Yeah, after the game, they'll still be there when the game.
I'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hey parents, finding it hard to communicate with kids in today's world of ever-changing slang?
Hi, son. Excuse me?
Introducing the Communicizer. Just strap non-toxic Communicizer to your mouth and go from boring old man speak,
I'm here if you want to talk,
to 100% off the chain.
Text me whenever, yo.
It's that easy.
Thanks to Communicizer, I'm relevant to my kids again. I'll fly, boo.
And now when you buy Communicizer, you get the auto-tune attachment free. Sounds so hip-hop, your kids will want to talk to you for hours.
I used to have to walk 3 miles uphill to school every morning, shorty.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too, son.
Communicizer is not available in stores because it doesn't exist. But that's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Adopt Us Kids and the Ad Council.
Can I have a price check on aisle... ma'am?
Yeah.
Don't look down, but there's a giant python wrapped around your leg.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's probably nothing.
Nothing? Shouldn't I don't know, call someone?
No, I don't have the time. I'm late as it is. If it keeps up, I'll have it looked at.
Are you sure? That's a pretty big snake.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, though. You're very sweet.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? If you or someone you know suddenly experiences numbness of the face, arm, or leg, or sudden trouble speaking, seeing, or walking, don't wait to get help. Call 911 right away, because time lost is brain lost. To find out more, visit www.strokeassociation.org or call 1-888-4STROKE. This message brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Coming to you live from Sensation Station. Listen to The Crush, Get a Rush. Live with Stacey Harris, the best radio station online. Peace. Roll Tide.
Oh, man. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah. Fight on.
Fight on, man.
Fight on.
Fight on.
They need to fight on too, but they just best they quarterback and they
fight till about third quarter. Then it's over.
Lord have mercy,
They're trying to get identification. They're not sure.
Mark Sanchez, please come back.
They're not sure which Southern Cal they are.
They don't.
They're the Mark Sanchez. They're the John Robinson. They're the John McKay.
Student body right.
They ain't even the Mike Garrett. You know, all those teams had an identity. They knew who they were. These guys don't know who they were. Talented as they can be,
all
but they don't know who they are.
All kind of. What you got, Macy?
So, man, we know the problem. Here goes some of my solutions that we're gonna just throw around the room, man. Yeah, y'all see, kind of what you started talking about season tickets. I was like, we need everybody to purchase season tickets. Make sure the home games they have to be profitable.
Yeah,
have to be profitable. Basically, return on investment based on ticket sales, parking, and concession stands. And like what everybody point, like if everybody outside tailgate, nobody inside, we're not generating any money.
Ain't nobody gonna buy no popcorn and soda when I got
I was
all
about to
that.
say the concession stand is dead at those. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't even know why you brought that up.
I'm just
because they cook before early.
Right.
Then you got some people that's never going in, so they're gonna stay out there and they gonna cook during. The few of them that want to take something in, they taking it in with them. They sneaking that in.
Big purses
coming in.
Big
you
purses.
already know what's going on, and then they coming back out to eat afterwards. So the concession stand is dead at those.
Why the soda be so stale?
But they dead. You know that. They going in there with their flags too. You know that.
Oh, they going there with their flags.
You're gonna do that.
Know this.
Well, my dad say
you're gonna have a couple whatnot.
One of the guys
And I think so. J Mac just brought up the fact that Albany State started charging tailgaters full ticket price plus the parking. It needs to be a combination. You know what? You ain't got to come in here, but what you will do is pay for this ticket. We're gonna get this money off of you.
Absolutely.
And them
I like that.
Thank you for your contribution.
And if you got a ticket, you're gonna be like, man, I might well go.
If you only go in for a few minutes, at least you'll go in for a few
But
minutes.
the thing about it is sold.
Yeah. That's the
ticket is sold.
Yeah. What about halftime?
We got that money.
Thank you for that contribution.
We've given away halftime forever. I think every HBCU halftime should be sold. Brought to you by and drive a car out and park it in the end zone. I'm saying,
it's a show.
What I mean? Absolutely.
It's a show.
It's a show. Right. It's something different than you get to see at any other game, the HBCU halftime experience. But we've given it away for years.
Right.
So, I mean, there are things that we can do differently. Just have to do them. And that's my thing. What else you got?
Well, my second
I'm
solution.
gonna start writing this down.
Yeah. So attendance, regardless of who plays, show up the home game and the classics.
Yeah.
Show up to the classics and the bowl games.
Yeah.
Think about the Celebration Bowl last year. Very good crowd.
Yeah.
No way the dome shouldn't have been all the way packed.
And that's where I hope that this year people saw that and saw what a great production it was. Very well done. ESPN, give them credit, man, setting up game day outside and everything with Jay Harris. That was great to have that again. Now I hope that people will go ahead and buy tickets for the experience. Don't wait to see if my school's in it. They're all out. They're all our schools.
Right.
They're all our schools.
And that's what I had at the end right there.
Yeah.
Pre-purchase.
Yes.
Pre-purchase the ticket regardless of who. Get a ticket. Even if you get a ticket to organizations. Buy a block of tickets,
right,
and give them to a high school. But there's no reason the dome shouldn't be packed.
You know what I want to say? I'm not trying to do it because we're doing our show. I'm not because we're doing the show. But if you know there are sports shows out there that cater to HBCU, why don't you work with us?
Yeah.
So we can help get the message out.
How about that?
Reach out to some guys who graduated from HBCUs and say, "Yeah, we would love to get with the Crush and figure out a way."
What y'all think?
Yeah.
What y'all think?
How can we get this bigger? Because right now y'all just sitting. I don't know when CAU play.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what Morehouse play.
That's it. Everybody shows up for homecoming and when they play each other.
Yeah, and we got a classic in the house. We should be more, and it should be, because HBCUs, it should be not only just a tailgate thing, but I love the Albany State thing. That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Make them buy a ticket. If you're going to come out here and sit out there and get drunk, have that ticket in your left hand while you're drinking. Good points, Macy. I like that, bro.
Red cups and tickets.
Hey, man, when we come back, man, Macy, we got enough time for the 5 points?
Nah, man, we got some more to talk about with this money game, man.
Let's get with the money game then. We'll get right back.
We'll do some more money game, man.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Hi, I'm Harold Dennis, and I'm running for the office of DeKalb County Sheriff. I believe that there is a brighter future for DeKalb County, and as your sheriff, I will take a tough stance against those who choose to violate our laws and remain actively involved in building a rapport with our youth, which will combat the increasingly violent crimes committed by their peers. This will increase the value of our community in which I was proudly born and raised, allow me the opportunity to continue my philosophy of public service and building a sound and responsive sheriff's office. Harold Dennis, vote for me November 8th for DeKalb County Sheriff. Then let's take DeKalb back. I'm Harold Dennis, and I approve this message.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No. Sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Twin Sports TV, and shout out to The Crush on Sensation Station Network. Get your game up. Woo!
Oh, hey, we're back. I don't know what he was doing over there. I don't wait for him to bring us back.
Looking at comments. Like,
so look at him. See, he don't know how to multitask like that, child.
That's why my head always like this.
Yeah, he got a lot of other stuff on.
All right, man. One at a time.
What you got, Mace?
Now, Sam, we talked about this earlier about the HBCU. We must own these classics.
Absolutely.
Got to stop being third party, such and such brought to you by. We have to find a way, because it's funny. FAM and Tuskegee, they just renewed it's called the Fifth Quarter Classic or something now.
Okay.
That was a long-standing rivalry. They kind of went away, but they brought it back, and they had a nice crowd.
Yeah,
last week.
Mobile, right?
Down in Mobile.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you have to do that, but it's just like the thing, you put two schools together. Even if it's a team, you have an invitational. Maybe you say at a certain week of the season, it's our invitational, we're going to call this a classic. Market it. Promote it, make it special. Make your alums and supporters know the reason why it is special. Because this is our class, this is our invitational, and it's important that we show up.
What I didn't see about the celebration class, I would love to have seen the MEAC and the such and such bring you the celebration class. It don't seem like we own it. It's like this brings you this, and I'm like, where's this conference love? Where's the guys to see the conference? I bet
the guys there. Now, you know the size of the paycheck we got going on over there.
Oh, yeah, it's a big check. Don't get it.
Yeah, we got a couple.
But I'm just saying,
we got a couple of $1 million going on.
But I would love to have seen.
Say that. I want you to know that.
Yeah, I know, Sam. You get your check.
No, it's good with the check. $2 million. They ain't getting that. I mean, they got a partner.
Sam, we see your car, man. You ain't playing with it.
No, definitely not for that. But the Air Force Reserve was their partner for it, and it was great to have that relationship, and it was good. And it's going to be back again this year. I think they were happy with what they got.
Oh, it was a big
out
thing
of
for
the
them.
visibility for them, and it's good. And I think John Grant, y'all got to get John. Shout out John Grant. Y'all got to get John Grant in the show, and you know what? I'll do what I can to help y'all get him to come in and be in the house.
We got to get John on.
Yeah,
we'll get John in.
Let's do that.
He's got a great plan. The trophy is on tour right now. I forget what the next game is supposed to go to. They had it in Orlando for the kickoff weekend. I think it's at South Carolina State next.
Okay.
And so he just got the trophy kind of on tour.
It was a nice trophy too.
Yeah, very nice.
We snuck some photos with it.
Yeah. J Mac talking about the Magic City Classic.
Birmingham.
Yeah, both schools, Alabama and Alabama State, make $750K a piece. So, but the city makes $23 million off of it.
But you think about it, it's big for Birmingham because Alabama and Auburn don't play there anymore.
Right.
And that's what usually Legion Field. They used to make a lot of money. They keep
and UAB is going to be a minute before they use it again.
Well, they're going to build their own though.
Oh, they are.
When UAB comes back, that's part of them bringing their football program. Their own station. So Legion Field is kind of, and I hate that. As a native of Birmingham, I hate to see that. That was the old upper deck used to have on the football capital of the South, but we kind of taking that here in Atlanta right now with all the stuff we got.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
But it's still good to see that game. State and A&M is always great. I used to go to that game as a kid. Yeah, you had to dress up. Mama put you on a suit and a tie.
To go to a football game?
Oh, yes.
To go to what game?
Yes.
The Magic City Classic.
Yeah.
My dad has said 4 times, like, y'all ain't got y'all credential for that yet, so you need to make that. You need to send that email.
You haven't been over there for that one before?
What the heck? I'm just telling you now, my dad for my dad to come beat you up, Glaze.
You need to go check
I'm scared of Maceo Senior.
Man, you should be. I just started liking him about like 5, 6 years.
Because Maceo Senior, you be like, he got to look that old man strength. Look,
Still got them Popeye phones.
Toss you real quick.
That one time I thought I could get him, I was sitting there looking at him like, oh yeah, I can get him now. And I was on the floor like about 4 seconds.
It's probably for like 0.5.
Yeah, probably was quicker than that. All I remember was like looking up to the tiles. I'm like, man, what happened?
How important is being on TV for these games? For HBCU, for the HBCUs in this day and time? Because we think about it, only 2 nationally televised games, not on ESPN but on regular networks, I guess would be the Bayou Classic and now the Celebration Bowl. And so a lot of people saw the Celebration Bowl. They hadn't seen an HBCU game in like years since they went away from BET. There are on back at Charlie Neal, before Charlie Neal and Lynn Barney.
Sam, we got to go for our producer killer.
Sorry, okay.
We'll be right back.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor or mentor. Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Can I have a price check on aisle Ma'am?
Yeah.
Don't look down, but there's a giant python wrapped around your leg.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's probably nothing.
Nothing? Shouldn't I don't know, like, call someone?
No, I don't have the time. I'm late as it is. If it keeps up, I'll have it looked at.
Are you sure? That's a pretty big snake.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, though. You're very sweet.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? If you or someone you know suddenly experiences numbness of the face, arm, or leg, or sudden trouble speaking, seeing, or walking, don't wait to get help. Call 911 right away, because time lost is brain lost. To find out more, visit www.strokeassociation.org or call 1-888-4STROKE. This message brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Crush Recap brought to you by
Blunt Power.
Blunt Power 3 sprays last for days. You can find out more about
Blunt Power
at their website, bluntpower.com, or go to their Facebook page, Blunt Power, and or their Twitter page at Blunt Power. We done heard Sam over here. He wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready for that.
You
gotta warn me before you do that.
I'm nice. I'm nice with it.
Wendy will be doing it next week.
Yeah, they'll be on Wendy next week.
I gotta watch for that.
Yeah, Wendy be on that.
All right, man. So let's finish this up, man.
Man. So like I say, man, we know the problem, but we have to have solutions. And again, if we're going to not play the money games, we have to, as alumni, we have to fill these $700 to $1 million gaps.
Yeah.
We gotta fill them.
And I think that's what we're getting down to. If you say you got a problem with it, and if we can't get you to come and support the game from beginning to end, you're filling seats, you're going to these classics, you're filling up, and when we're doing it, then we have no choice, but we have to take those 750,000 games.
You have to do it,
because if you're not, like Savannah State, if they ain't getting people to come to the game every week, and they sitting out there tailgating from 7 a.m., 7 p.m., but ain't nobody bought a ticket, ain't nobody going to the concession stand, ain't nobody, and they leaving the few people there are leaving at halftime. I'm playing Nebraska, damn it.
We gotta go play Wisconsin for about 750.
Here we go. We playing Nebraska.
Get this money.
Yeah. So Sam, we talked about this also. We talked about donating to the HBCU athletics. And we have to create opportunities for alumni to provide financial donations to the programs that maximize support for recruitment, scholarships, and we always talk about facilities.
Yep.
You can't build a facility. You can't draw these kids without nothing. We keep talking about visuals. Why should I come to this school? Why?
Yep.
I have to show them something.
You got to have facilities.
You have to.
I think, and we talked before coming up here back at the time when the doors were open in 1970. When they decided to let black kids go to the SEC and the ACC, and then they said, okay, y'all want to come to the NCAA? We'll play you now. Well, now you're gonna play me. You got my best players on your sideline,
right?
Yeah. I would have told the NCAA what to, really, and I would have stayed NAIA for 10, 20 years, build up my point, get my good facilities, and said, okay, now we'll play you.
Yeah.
But instead, you went out there and in the playoffs. For the 1AA schools now, the MEAC and the SWAC to pass up the playoffs, I don't think it's a big loss because most of the time they're going to send you on the road.
First round
trouble.
Anyway.
You're going to be up in Youngstown State freezing to death and losing by 4 touchdowns. You can't recruit on that. But look at what A&T did off the Celebration Bowl. A record recruitment for freshman class up there because of what you did. So to me, that's worth it. Other thing we need to do is, and everybody here in town, how about it for Celebration Bowl, close to holiday time? I don't know where you work, who you work for. See if your employer will get a block of tickets.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And make it a early stocking stuffer for their employees.
Yeah.
Celebration Bowl tickets.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. It's a simple thing to do, but just
it's a bowl. And it's a chance for you to see. Actually, the game was great, people. I'm just gonna sit there and tell you, it was a great game,
very good game.
And you had, and like Sam said, nobody had the bands like we do.
No.
We jamming.
We up there rocking.
You gonna get you a show the whole game.
You got a show.
Yeah.
People are putting the show on from beginning.
On the field and in the stand.
Yeah, it's gonna be a show.
All the latest joints.
Absolutely.
All of it.
You better believe Shawty Low will be played all around Atlanta this weekend.
You gonna hear that now. You will hear it.
They gonna be hearing it all weekend.
No doubt.
And what you were saying, like free just doesn't get it. Everybody has to contribute. It's a reason the A&Ts, the FAMs, the Howards, the Hamptons, they have strong alumni.
Yes.
And like we got to say Morgan State. Jay gonna beat us up.
Yeah,
they just had summertime, and it's so funny.
Shout out to the Bears.
Yeah, he was saying something about televised all the rivalry games. North Carolina Central versus A&T, Bethune, FAM, Morgan, Howard, Hampton, Norfolk State. Those are the games we probably need televised.
I used to always say, and it's we quote unquote have 2 black television channels. And we used to show some on BET, but now we're hoping that ESPN pick them up. Yeah. You would hope that we could get enough people to watch these games on Saturday that we can have a game of the week. I mean, Jackson State Grambling gets the NBC love, but Southern Grambling. I'm sorry.
Southern Grambling.
Yeah, but that's it. I mean,
you got some. You got to see where they are. Aspire. They air some games. You got to know when they are. They air some SIAC games.
Yeah, easily.
They carry some games occasionally. Maybe not one every week, but they carry some.
But it's like Wendy said though, when they pan the camera, I mean we have to be there.
Got to be a crowd. Got to be a crowd.
We got to be there because it's nothing worse than, and like say, we play HBCU football. Yeah. And that word people be talking, oh man, it look like the 13th grade out there. They out there playing.
Yeah, but you talking about getting people to go to the game. So that's the same with when they pay in the crowd, trying to convince an athlete to go there. When I'm sitting there trying to convince him that pt2 school is a very good option for you. And he's like, but when I saw it on TV, wasn't nobody at the game.
Yeah.
We got more kids. We got more people in the stands at the high school game than they got.
That's what brings your program up to get that caliber player that comes from a school that's used to playing in front of. You want that kid to come to your school, but you got to have something to show him when he gets there.
Exactly.
And that's why the HBCUs have to actively recruit people to come. And you know what? Not just black folk to come.
Yeah.
I got a kicker for y'all. I got a kicker.
Everybody like to have a good time. Everybody like to have a good time at games.
Well, clearly, because like South Carolina State got a white quarterback.
Yeah.
And even at the game, we saw the classic. It was a white coach, and there were white cats walking the sideline.
But somebody didn't believe me when I said that. I'm like, go look at the administration of a lot of these HBCUs.
Got a Hispanic kicker.
Yeah.
A&T.
He good.
I need someplace for him to go, and he's great.
And his cleats fresh.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he got
one of my soccer babies on
They giving up money there too.
Yeah, North Carolina A&T's athletic director, white.
Yeah.
I mean, you get people who come from out, outside and bring some of those things into the mix.
Fresh ideas.
Before we go, man. So basically, the thing is, if you want to cut the check games to stop, attend.
Support.
Senior
before my not defunct Morris Brown closed. I sent my alumni fee.
Yeah, because if
I sent it,
if not, Florida State Clemson will be running up the clock on us again. And we're going to get that $700,000 check when it's over with.
And they're going to keep your athletes, too.
Yep.
There you go.
Hey. Thank you, Sky.
But they got to be over. They got to have, what the GPA they got to have?
They got to have a 2.2 or that 2.0 to be a partial.
There we go.
Here we go with partial. Thank you, Sky. Wendy's wisdoms. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Sam.
Oh, yeah, now.
Thank you, Mace.
Hey, man. This is what we do, man. This is what we do.
This Wednesday show, boy.
You get you fired up, dog.
We still ain't got to the other 5.
So next week we will finish up recruiting problem.
Yeah, we still got 5 we got to go through.
Langston played Douglas County Friday night.
Hey, real quick.
At Douglas County.
Real quick, where y'all going this weekend? What you watching?
For high school? Langston and Douglas County play at Douglas County, but my baby will be at the Woodward game. Woodward's homecoming is this weekend.
I might go see Ryan.
Okay.
Saturday night, I'm going down to Albany State. West Georgia is playing Albany State.
The
alma mater that I'm all decked out in my gear here. Yeah. So,
all right, y'all. We'll see y'all Monday. Peace. Should have snuck in. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.